In a world overrun with formula movies and lame Hollywood reboots, two brothers from separate mothers scour the outer edges of entertainment to separate potential cult classics from the B-movie bombs. They watch the film so you don't have to. They are the Keepers of the Fringe.
Hey, welcome to the first episode of Keepers of the Fringe, our little podcast about movies and such. I am one of your hosts, Derrick. Some of you may recognize me from some other podcasts I've been on, including We Be Geeks and Wookie Radio. And joining me for this podcast venture is my main man, my brother from another mother, my co-host Chris.
What's poppin', bitches?
Now, Chris and I have been friends for a very long time, and like I said before, we're kind of brothers. So we started this podcast because it actually started as how long do you think we've been doing this? Watching these movies.
Maybe like a couple of years, maybe.
Yeah. So Chris and I would get together every week, and he has a rather impressive collection of movies.
I'm lonely.
So he would we'd start off by we'd pick one each week and watch it, and we always have, we'd always talk about it and stuff. So I thought, hey, this would make an interesting podcast, I hope. So, and we've always loved like the older fringe type movies, things you'd find. Some people would say they're B movies or cult classics, things like that.
The older and shittier the better, usually.
My tastes have always ranged more towards sci-fi and things like that. And Chris is a big sci-fi fan as well. But you've also been more into horror than I have.
Yeah, like 80s horror is like my jam.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
And you're slowly trying to introduce me to everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch him up on the ones he needs to see.
And that's kind of where this whole...
But those are not going to be the ones we're going to be talking about. Mainly.
Well, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it depends. But that's where the whole idea for this podcast came. And we'll be talking about these movies, as well as some movie news and stuff from movies that are more geek related, as well as maybe throwing in a few things music wise or comics every once in a while.
Yeah, I thought doing some music recommendations or game recommendations, not reviews. Just something we thought was cool, and we pass along to somebody that might be looking for something new to play or listen to or whatever.
Yeah, just we like to be on the fringe of our entertainment, so.
Yeah, I don't really have a choice. That seems what I'd be. That's what I'm leaning towards.
But we thought it would be kind of cool to introduce others into some of these things, and some of you might already be interested in these things, and you'll be fellow brothers.
Yeah,
and
fellow
sisters.
Keepers of the Fringe.
All right, so I guess we'll start off with a little bit of movie news, some infotainment, if you will. All right, so let's see. What do we got to talk about this week? Let's see. We got something on Shazam movie, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of. I've always been kind of a fan of Shazam, but I didn't really read the book too much. But show,
the old show,
the cartoon and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I guess the it's going to be written by Henry Gayden, I think is how you say it.
Doesn't sound familiar.
He did the Eartha Echo movie, which I haven't seen, but I've heard it's got kind of like an E.T. quality to it.
That's
but I
cool.
also heard that it kind of sucks balls.
That's not so cool.
So I haven't really been clamoring to see it, but... Yeah, I mean, it's Shazam, so I'm not expecting like a whole, because it's not like it's Superman or Batman, it's one of the lower tier characters. But no, I don't know if you call it that, but anyway. It's very like, gee willikers, I don't really see how Shazam fits into the DC film universe of the dark and gritty kind of...
The Zack Snyder type
Yeah, unless Billy Batson's like, you know, like a teen emo kid or something. Like, I don't know. I don't really see how.
I don't want to save the world.
Whatevs. Like, I can't see that.
No. Yeah.
But it's
no, that would have to be a bright and cheery. No, not bright and cheery necessarily, but like not as dark.
Yeah, like it doesn't. I don't feel like it fits with the aesthetic that they're setting up there.
No.
But it's cool that, like, The Rock as Black Adam. Like, I totally see that.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging that so far.
Like, I remember hearing that like it seems like years ago, something about that.
Yeah, seems like it's been a while. He just sent out a picture or something on his Instagram, I think, a little while ago about being at DC or whatever for a meeting or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, so that's still good going on.
Like, I can see that. Like, Black Adam, yes. Roadblock, fuck no. But like I can see him as Black Adam. And they said that they might be doing his own like solo movie as Black Adam, which I don't know if that's completely necessary, but
no, but it could be kind of. Black Adam can be an interesting character at times because he's one of those villains. It's not like a total evil, want to just destroy everything villain.
Yeah,
he's got his own things, his own reasons, and he has reasons for his evil.
Yeah, like I remember the stuff that you were buying that I was reading was really good.
Yeah.
Just to let people know that I have read comics. Like currently I haven't, probably out for a couple of years. I haven't been keeping up.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah.
But I mean, I'm fairly well versed in it. But over here, he would buy I would read his books, so he would buy like 60 a week, and then he'd give them to me when he was done. And then it became a job.
60 a week. It was like 30.
I had like stacks of them, and I'd be reading it as fast as I could. And I'm like, I don't even know what the hell I'm reading anymore. Just so I know the next pile was coming. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, this is not. I don't think I'm missing the point of this because it's not fun now. Now it's a job of like I have to read 70 books before the next 70 come.
Well, it's like right now. I'm currently 3 weeks behind on my reading. So I have this big stack of books, and I'm like, oh.
So you can't keep up with your own shit.
Well, it's just, I don't know, I just fell behind.
Well, yeah, but it's alright because you own it, so you can read it whenever you want.
Right, yeah.
But see, that's another thing, like I couldn't weed out what I didn't want to read because I wanted to read it all.
That's how I am too. I'm like, I don't want to read, I want to cut back on books, but I want to read this, I can't get rid of this, I love this.
So I had like so many storylines going on in my head that I'm like, some involving the same characters or different.
Yeah. So multiple books. It was a complete
clusterfuck. I don't know what the hell happened, but thanks for letting me borrow them.
Hey, sure, no problem. Well, it's always fun, getting to talk to you about the stories afterwards, like we do with movies.
Yeah.
Oh, we really went off on a tangent there. Nice. A little redemption for the Green Lanterns.
Yeah, like the movie was pretty fucking terrible, but it was cool seeing the other Green Lanterns and like Oa and stuff like that. Yeah. Was cool.
Yeah, and I liked Kilowog. Seeing him was fun, and
I heard Poozer and stuff.
That was pretty cool. And I didn't hate Ryan Reynolds in the role. I just didn't like the movie.
Yeah, I didn't like Ryan. Like, I wasn't really on board. I don't really like Ryan Reynolds as normally. I mean, I don't have anything against him, but when I've seen him in, I'm not like...
Yeah, you're not like a fan.
Like when the Deadpool, the original one, I was like, what the...
Oh, from Wolverine Origins, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I was just like, that's the worst thing I've ever freaking seen.
Oh, yeah, that was so horrible. But when he was doing the Wade Wilson part, it was good.
Yeah. Like I had in
the beginning,
I could see it, but I mean, what he did in his own movie was great. And,
yeah, yeah. Deadpool was awesome, but that's because it was actually what it was supposed to be.
Yeah,
and he fit that role perfectly.
But him as Hal Jordan, I don't see that. I don't know why. I think he's too wisecracky.
Yeah, now that you mention it, he's kind of not. I could. Yeah.
Like I mean, I don't know. Like I don't picture Hal Jordan really wisecracky.
No, not really, no.
Not overly so. I mean,
no.
Maybe moments, but not really.
Not like that, yeah.
I don't really know who I would picture good for that. I don't know.
Is Hal Jordan? Nathan Fillion would be good.
Yeah, but isn't he like too old?
No, I don't think so. Now.
Yeah, I mean I've heard a lot of people say that, and I could definitely see that way more than Ryan Reynolds. But
Yeah, I could totally see that.
but I think that would be cool if a Green Lantern Corps movie.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
There's endless stories you could tell there.
Oh yeah.
And they would be phenomenal as long as they want to put the money into it. Because that's what the movie, that Parallax were like, oh, it's cool. And then they were like,
no, that's not...
shit, we ran out of money. Everybody stay home, and fucking Hal Jordan's going to go fight Parallax by itself on Earth, and then we're going to do that.
Because he don't need no help.
It just felt like...
Yeah, just... that's such a disappointment, that movie.
I'm glad that it exists on some level, because at least it probably helps get the Green Lantern Corps at least in the ether there. But
yeah, so at least there are some people that, although I don't.
Yeah,
if it's a
really
bad movie, then maybe you don't want them to know about it, the Green Lantern Corps. But
yeah, but well, you know, we have to see it anyway because we're just bound.
We have to. We see them all.
Yeah, like Transformers. And there's gonna be like 20 of them fuckers, and I'm gonna see every one of them, and I'm gonna hate every moment of it. But I have to do it.
But I have to do it. That's like on my other show, We Be Geeks. I'm known as the one that takes a bullet for the team, so I go see all the movies, so they don't have to. Which is kind of why we're doing this podcast. But I'm the one who went to see the Fantastic Four first.
Oh, shitballs.
Yeah, and Suicide Squad, and I think Batman vs Superman and all that. So I'll go, and then I'll tell them about it, and then they'll decide whether or not they want to see the movie.
But it's like even if I know it's terrible, I still have to see it. I can never check that box off. Like Fantastic Four. I did eventually see that, and I was like,
I knew it was going to be bad, but I still had to go see it.
Yeah. Actually, we were going to go together, but I was like, I couldn't do it. I was like, you go on without me, man.
Yeah, I remember that one. Which was a good move on your part, but...
Yeah. It's weird, like, the first part of that movie, I was like, this is not as bad as I heard. But it felt like at some point in the middle, it just kind of like... It felt like there was interference, and it totally switched gears. And with the Doctor Doom thing was just horrendous.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that Doctor Doom.
I don't know.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get when they do things like that. Who do they think is going to like that? Because obviously, those of us who are fans are going to hate it.
Yeah.
And then it's so stupid that everybody else is going to hate it.
Or that they're so arrogant to think that they can come up with a better origin and stuff.
Right, than what's been
around for...
Since the 60s?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. So, what else we got here?
Tangent 2.
Tangent 2. We got some Terminator reboot talk.
Ooh.
What do we know about that?
I only heard very little that James Cameron and the director of Deadpool, Tim Miller, were collaborating there to try to get something going there.
And listen. Sorry.
Which, I mean, that gives me a little hope, but after the last movie, I'm like,
yeah.
I think I'm good.
I know, I think, yeah. I don't know.
Like, the last movie felt like they're like, what's everything we haven't done with this story yet? And we'll just chuck all that shit into one movie.
Yeah.
And regardless if it makes sense or is good, we're just going to do that.
Or like Salvation. I wanted to see that aspect of the story.
Yeah.
But that movie was not what I wanted to see.
No. Yeah, like that. I would have been awesome if they did a trilogy that led right into the first movie.
Yeah.
Like by the end of it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they got McG. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, McG.
Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you give him Terminator? I don't understand.
I know.
And then the whole movie was like in broad daylight, most of the
yeah.
Like what?
Oh, come on.
And I heard originally one of the endings was that the hybrid Terminator guy there, what the hell is his name? Sam Worthington? Is that it? You know, the Avatar dude.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, I don't remember.
Like John Connor died or something, and he wound up wearing John Connor's face or something on that. So he went carried on like, and everybody thought John Connor was still alive. Some shit like that I read, and I'm like, that's not the worst idea, but that's pretty damn close to it. Like, just give us what we want. Why don't people just give us? They're like, well, this, if you know what's going to happen, it's not worth it. I'm like,
yes, it is.
It is worth watching because that's what I want to see.
Right.
You don't have to overcomplicate it. Just give us what we want to see.
We know the Terminators are going to destroy the world. John Connor goes back in time. We know all that, but we want to see how the Terminators destroy them. We want to see how the Resistance fights the Terminators. Yeah. We want to see that.
I know. I don't need any thrown in twists and weird shit.
No.
Like the prequel thing, which we can't get into that right now, but, it was like,
that would be
hey, you give us what we want, and then you throw all this other horse shit that I'm like...
That would be the Star Wars prequels, I believe.
Yes. Like Jar Jar Binks and shit, like, what?
Yeah.
Like the first 10 minutes of that movie, I was all about it, and then, you used to think of Weasel, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck that thing's saying, but I'm pissed off now. And it just went downhill.
Yeah, it just got worse from there. We did not need to see Anakin as a kid. I didn't need that.
Yeah. And making C-3PO and shit, I'm like...
Yeah, it's like...
They made it all too close and weird and...
Yeah, because it brings up too many questions and all this other stuff.
But he, like, purposefully went out of his way to do against what we thought. Which I understand as a writer, you're like, I want to make it interesting and not what you expect. But, no. I just want to get a rolled newspaper and it's like, bad, George.
Bad.
No.
I mean, I feel bad, though, how George has been maligned because of all that, but...
Yeah, I mean...
The movies were not good.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched all of them, the prequels, like, over 20 times, probably, because I want to like it.
Right. And there's parts of it that are good.
Yeah. But I find
there's elements.
The way that it works for me is if I just kind of haze over on certain parts. So I'm paying attention, and then I have to kind of just gloss over.
You said zoning out.
And then come back like a trauma thing. Like I just have to blink out like, it's not happening.
I don't see any Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. But George, I mean, he's got a cool path for life because he created that shit.
Right, yeah. I mean, he'll always be one of my heroes for that.
Yeah.
But
so what the hell are we talking about?
Terminator.
Oh yeah, Terminator. I don't know. I think I'm good. I don't think I will. Yeah, I probably would watch it too. If James Cameron is involved, I'd be like,
yeah,
I'd have to do it. But yeah. I ain't gonna like it probably.
But I don't need any more.
Yeah.
Unless, no, I just don't need it anymore. I think they're beating a dead horse now.
Yeah, that fucker is beyond dead.
Just time to bury it.
It's just a bottle of glue right now that's just smacking the shit out.
All right, well, let's move on. We got something on a new Witchblade series in development for NBC. I haven't heard anything about this.
I don't know. I just read that, but see, Witchblade, I'm vaguely familiar with. I'm not
right. I've never actually read the Witchblade comics too much, but I'm familiar with them.
Yeah, and I think the old show. I think I might have seen an episode or so, but
oh, that's right. I forgot there was a show.
I heard that it kind of started off promising, but then it kind of just turned into like a cop drama kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm so sick of just cop procedural shows.
Yeah. But then it says that it's being put together by the Vampire Diary guy or something. Which I have never seen Vampire Diaries, but I don't want to.
No.
Everything about that statement is a turn off completely.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, I like vampires, like old school fucking, but then I'm thinking of vampire and he has a fucking diary. Right there, those are two words that don't go to... Like, those are... That cancels out the coolness of a vampire when there's diaries.
Today I sucked the blood of Millie. I love Millie. Her blood is so tasty. Dear diary, why must I suck the blood of Millie? I don't know where I'm getting this Millie from, but
I don't know. But yeah, like that.
That's that gonna be the Witchblade diaries then?
Oh man. But see, I can't judge it because I haven't seen it. But
Right, yeah.
But I don't think it's made for me.
No, I'm getting that feeling too. It's probably gonna be like a
Teen, not a teen, but
yeah, the
young adult.
young adult soap opera drama type thing.
Which I love that shit.
I know
I got
you
two
do.
scoops of that because I'm gonna love it.
Oh, please, sir, can I have some more? So, I don't know. I guess we'll see what comes of that. But I'm not really. I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent towards it right now.
Yeah,
Like,
I might check it out, but
Being that I'm not a huge Witchblade fan, I'm like, I'm not that worried about it. But who knows?
yeah, I keep an open mind to it. But
It could end up being really good. Who knows?
yeah, but it's gonna suck. But no.
It's gonna suck, but it could be really good.
Yeah, it could be.
It could suck really good.
It's
Wait, no,
Oh.
that didn't come out right. All right, let's move on, shall we?
Tangent 3.
so we, so we got some new trailers for Logan and the Power Rangers movies, which I have seen the Logan one. I have not seen the Power Rangers one.
Well, the Logan one, I mean, it's weird because it's like a totally different tone, but I mean, I'm digging it. It's just weird because they're so far off of being XMen in the movies that
Yeah.
I kind of just let that go and I just accept it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because the old man Logan thing is, I mean, that's nothing. That's not any of that is not happening in this movie other than
right.
he's old and he's Logan. That's about it.
He's old.
They're gonna
He's
be
Logan. He's
inbred.
old man Logan.
They're gonna be inbred Hulks and whatever the fuck was going on.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, they're
That's
not
not
gonna have
happening.
that. No, and I don't even think they might not even do the part where he kills all the X-Men because
Oh, X-Men? I don't remember that.
yeah, remember? I think it was Mysterio, if I remember correctly. Mysterio, the Spider-Man villain, tricked him, so he thought it was a bunch of villains attacking him, and he ended up killing all. But it was actually the X-Men, and he ended up killing all the X-Men. That's why he wouldn't.
That's why.
That's
oh
why he
man,
didn't
I don't
pop
know.
his
Maybe I
claws.
didn't read the whole thing. I thought I did, but
That was just
was that later revealed or was that at the beginning?
yeah. No,
Yeah, because at first you were like,
yeah. It was kind of slowly revealed during the
I
storyline.
don't remember that. But
And
that's
it
a pretty
was
big
yeah.
plot point, though.
Oh yeah. Well, pretty much it kind of changed his whole demeanor.
All I remember is he was old and he was Logan
And it was
inbred
all
Hulks and whatever the fuck was going on.
yeah.
I missed the
Hulk
key
children.
elements of that story. I think.
Well, yeah. See, that's part of what made the story so good too, is because he killed all the X-Men.
Shit, I missed
Because he mentioned it, or they talked about, he killed all the X-Men, and you're like, why would he kill all the X-Men? Why would that ever happen? And then they told, they didn't. It was like a couple of panels in the book, and they talked about how Mysterio tricked him and blah blah blah, and he thought it was, and he killed them all.
Oh man,
That's how that happened. So, but they probably won't do that
yeah.
in the movie or anything. And now there's the question that everybody has of whether the girl in the trailer is X-23 Wolverine, the Wolverine clone,
Yeah.
who's now actually Wolverine in the comics because Wolverine's old man Logan and blah blah blah. Anyway,
So
so
what the hell happened with? Oh, I don't know if we want to get into that.
what?
The last thing I remember about Wolverine is like reading his the death of Wolverine, where he was.
Yeah.
So now he's back, or I missed the.
Yes, because there was the whole Secret Wars thing,
Oh
which was the big event last year, and it was the whole thing where there's all the different universes and stuff put together into one world, and one of them was the old man Logan.
Oh.
And so when that ended, some elements from that remained, like old man Logan.
Oh.
He's now in the regular Marvel universe. And Miles Morales, Spider-Man, he's now in the regular universe.
Yeah.
Because the Ultimate Universe was killed off. Which I'm a little disappointed about, but anyway.
Yeah, some of it was good.
It was, yeah. Maybe towards the end it started getting a little there, but the Spider-Man book was always good.
Yeah. Yeah, and all the Miles Morales stuff that I read was really
good. I like Miles Morales. He's a good character.
Yeah.
So now the Wolverine from the regular Marvel Universe is still dead, but now we have Old Man Logan from an alternate future, and we have X-23 taking over as Wolverine, who is Wolverine's clone.
Yeah.
If that all makes sense, dude.
Yeah. It's like a fucking soap opera.
Well,
that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, that's kind of what they are.
But for dudes.
For dudes.
Well, but,
and women and stuff, but
yeah. Well, yeah, I don't
it's superhero soap opera.
But I mean, back in the day it was.
Yeah, it was for the little boys. Oops, that didn't sound good either.
Weird.
Sorry about that. Anyway, so
but yeah, I mean, it must be her. I mean, it has to be her.
I'm guessing. I don't know. I mean, that's what everybody's guessing. Yeah, so that's why we're all thinking that.
And I did read at some point there's something.
But then the question is it actually she's still going to be a clone of Wolverine or Wolverine's illegitimate child or something?
Love child.
Who knows?
That'd be weird, but no. I think for some reason I do think it's a clone because those people were trying to wrangle her. Like, I feel like that she escaped or like.
That's kind of the feeling I got too. So I'm thinking, and I like that will also be a good way because Hugh Jackman doesn't want to keep doing Wolverine forever, so they could kill him off and bring her in as the new Wolverine, like they did in the comic books.
Yeah, but I mean, I still would like to see. I mean, Wolverine.
Yeah.
Well, I heard they're gonna reboot the whole XMen movie thing.
Allegedly, yeah. Which I like another reboot. Oh boy.
But
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of burned out because there's like 10 movies now.
See, if they were gonna reboot it, then they should have rebooted it when they did Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
That would have been the time to reboot it.
Yeah.
And then maybe they could have not done the Apocalypse movie.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why that sucks, but it does.
It does. I think there's just a bunch of little reasons why. Like, you can't just pin it down to one thing.
There's just weird choices in that movie that I'm like, I don't really get why you would do that.
Yeah.
Because Bryan Singer is, overall, he's a good director.
Like, yeah, well, the first two X-Men movies he did were great.
Yeah, like Usual Suspects and stuff.
Yeah.
At Pupil was pretty good.
Yeah. The Superman movie was
Yeah, like, I didn't hate the Superman movie. I'm going to say that. I know everybody hates that fucking movie.
I hated it.
But, I mean, it's boring as shit, and he's a little stalkery, I'll give you that. But I really was a big fan of the, Christopher Reeve movie. As everybody, probably, but...
Right.
It kind of hit some notes for me that felt like it fit in with that. Except for the stalker stuff. So it kind of worked for me. It just played on my nostalgia a little bit. And I think, what's his fuck there,
Brandon Routh. He was great. I liked him as Superman.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with him.
No, he was good. It was just, and I liked Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
he was pretty good.
Especially way better than
Gene Hackman.
No, the new one.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Like that was.
Had to bring him up, didn't you?
Fucking terrible.
Ugh.
That was
ugh. Ugh.
It's right there with Jared Leto, fucking
Joker.
Which I love the Joker.
Oh yeah.
And I've never seen an incarnation of the Joker I didn't like.
The Joker is my favorite freaking villain.
Yeah.
Of all time.
And I didn't like it.
No, it was not good.
There wasn't one.
It was so not good.
Aspect of it that I enjoyed.
Ugh. The stupid tattoos and the Joker should not have a grill.
No.
And the shaved eyebrows. It just all annoyed me.
He felt like he was trying too hard.
Yeah.
I'm wacky.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
look, I'm the Joker. It was like a freaking like a parody of the Joker almost.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing when you consider because it's the Joker.
Yeah.
He's kind of his own parody.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. That was just not good.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
So I kind of, what the hell? Oh, the trailers though. I forgot.
Oh yeah,
Logan. Well, we're in for that anyway. We're gonna watch.
Well, oh yeah, obviously. But I have a good feeling about it.
I do too.
I'm thinking, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident about it.
His solo movies so far, well, the Origins
mixed.
one.
Yeah, the Origins one was bad.
Adamantium Bullet.
Ugh.
That's what I remember.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
What the?
We got an adamantium bullet.
I just was like
oh,
it makes me. It gives me hope because I'm like, I feel like I could work in Hollywood because
I know, right?
There's no way in Christ I would ever write that and pass it off as a viable option in our story. So I'm like, I know I can come up with something better than that.
How are we gonna make him lose his memories? I know an adamantium bullet.
Brilliant. And the second one was okay.
The second one, yeah, it was decent. It got a little shaky towards the end there with the Silver Samurai and all that, but
yeah, but it was way better than
the
first.
Like the whole first 2/3 of the movie were really good. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. But the Power Rangers, I've never really been a big Power Rangers fan.
Me either.
Like, I don't know why, because it has all the elements of things I like.
I know.
Like giant monsters and kung fu and
I think maybe because the Power Rangers was geared a little, like when it came, by the time that Power Rangers came out, it was geared a little too young for us. Maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because a lot of the humor was like.
Yeah, it's like
Like, not to be like a snob or anything, but it was juvenile.
Yeah.
It was a little.
Yeah, it was geared towards younger audiences.
Yeah,
and I think,
but I liked Ultraman and like things like that.
Yeah,
like it's exactly what I should like, but
right,
I couldn't get into it.
No.
And it's kind of Voltron-y with the
right, yeah, with the Zords and shit. But yeah, I think it's just because by the time it came out, it was geared too young for us. We had gotten to an age where like,
yeah, it was beneath us. Well, no, I don't want to say.
Yeah, it was beneath us.
Yes.
No, but it was like, it wasn't.
Yeah, it just didn't.
It wasn't.
Click with me. I knew that people that liked it around me were digging it.
Yeah, and like you said, the elements are there that we could like.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I never got that one. Where I was like, I feel like I should like this, but
right, yeah,
it ain't happening.
Yeah, I just think we had passed the age. I don't remember how old we were when it came out, but
that's like the Japanese Spider-Man show, which I don't know. I've showed you like
yeah.
But like it's same elements and things. Which if anybody has not seen that, you should check that out because
it's awesome,
fabulous. He has a giant robot that he comes out with later, and it's kind of the same setup how the whole thing plays out.
Right.
But
it's just Spider-Man.
Yeah, but the guy that actually plays Spider-Man, like athletically, he was awesome.
Yeah, he was.
Like he was flipping around.
Yeah.
Like you could buy that dude was Spider-Man, other than he was Japanese.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it was way better than the live action 70s
show. Yeah.
Like when he would do the slow swing or climb the wall with the one hand, while the other one's holding the camera.
I love that.
While the disco music is playing. I mean, I love that shit. And if nobody's seen that, you should definitely check that out.
Yeah. Just remember it was made in the 70s.
Yeah, you're not going to like it, but you should still see it, though.
Oh, and that Italian Spider-Man you showed me? Yeah, no, that was awful. That was hilarious.
Which that was a joke thing, but that's all.
That was so good.
That is good watching right there.
Yeah.
Italian Spider-Man. Look that up. It's been around for a while, so maybe you've heard of it, but
that was brilliant. That was yeah.
That was hilarious.
That's the kind of thing that we do, that we like, those kind of weird things like that.
Yeah. That
just come out of nowhere, out of weird places. That's the fringe. That's what we like.
But yeah, with the Power Rangers, I watched the trailer just to give it a shot. But it still looks bad.
Really?
To me, it does. I'm like, I didn't see anything that would maybe like doesn't change my mind about it.
Yeah.
And there was like this rap song or whatever playing over it, and it, I don't know, it just didn't fit. I was just like, it just annoyed the shit. And I was like, ugh.
I don't know. I'll have to check out the trailer, but
It had a wicked Michael Bay vibe to it.
oh,
And I was
jeez.
like, no, don't go for that.
No. Michael Bay.
But he makes money, so they're like, hey,
Yeah.
he's doing something right.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but he's doing it. Tangent 4.
I think I'll tangent 5.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so there's a little movie called Colossal with Anne Hathaway. Now, after you had mentioned that to me, I saw a little article on it, and I read the article, and yeah, it sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, like, I don't really know a lot about it, but I don't know if there's a lot out there to know about it yet. But.
It said something about you were talking about how she had some connection to the kaiju in the movie.
Yeah, like that was like in South Korea, like
Yeah.
wreaking havoc, and she's having problems in her own life, and I think there's some kind of I don't know if her anger and frustration is manifesting into the monster. I don't know really
Right.
know what the angle is.
The article that I had read said something about she's able to control them in a way.
Was there more than one?
I don't know. I don't know actually.
Yeah, I don't really.
I had felt like there was more than one, but I could be wrong. I could have just been
And another thing
my own, but
that interests me too is that I don't remember what his last name was, but the director Nachos.
nachos.
So right there he gets.
I don't know, whatever it is.
It's like big. Wait, let me see.
Vigaluga. It's something with a Nacho V. Sounds like a
Nacho
wrestler.
Vigalondo, I think. Which
Vigalondo.
he directed Time Crimes.
I've
which was
heard
a
of Time Crimes.
Pretty cool sci-fi movie. But it's weird because I can't really explain any of it to you because it
Ruin
ruins
it, yeah. But I've heard of it.
I do have it. We should,
Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
That'll be
But it's a
one-
pretty good movie. I mean,
that'll be one of the movies we watch.
so off of that, I'm like, oh, that might be interesting to see that.
It sounds like a really good concept, really interesting.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
I-
it has giant monster in it, so
Right.
half the battle right there for
Yeah.
me is done.
Anne Hathaway, that's not too bad.
Yeah, she's not too shabby there.
And her being able to control it. It sounds it's a different concept, and I like it.
Yeah.
It could be really interesting. So we'll be
We'll have to
watching that at some point.
Keep it on the radar.
Yeah, I think I just heard it's currently at the Sundance movie festival. Music. So, yeah, if it gets released, or even if it just comes out on DVD or whatever, we'll have to keep our eye open for it and definitely check that out.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in that one.
Yeah, I'd like to check that out.
Now, here's something more up your alley, but still interesting. Phantasm Blu-ray box set.
Woo! Yeah, like I just read about that. I'm like, it's not really the Blu-ray thing, but it's just nice to have the whole collection in one thing.
Right.
Because
You were saying, what was it? The first two are easy to get?
yeah, because the first movies had so many different versions. I mean, like releases.
Oh, yeah.
And the second one is pretty easy, which is kind of it's not like the best one, but it's kind of the one I have more memories of because it's kind of more funny and.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, the other ones were hard to find. Like they're pretty expensive, and you can find one here and there that are kind of cheap. But I mean, I own them, but it wasn't easy finding copies of it.
Right.
So and then plus it has the new movie that just came out,
Oh, yeah.
which I did see on I paid for it on demand,
Yeah.
and I mean it looks pretty low budget, which they
Well,
admitted
yeah.
that it was. But I still liked it. I think I have to see it again to really.
Yeah, but with
Gather
movies like that, do you really need a high budget movie?
No, but they kind of
I mean, maybe
they
for
shot
special
for
effects and.
beyond what they had.
Oh, yeah.
And I commend him for that, but I mean, some of it, like the effects and things, are a little low end.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that he didn't try to hold back just because he didn't have the money. Like he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just doing it,"
Right.
and live with the outcome. But it was not a bad. It was a pretty good movie. I mean, if you like those movies, I think you'll find something to enjoy about it. It's kind of the underdog of the horror film. Like people like those movies, but they're not really that not well known. But I mean, like a lot of people don't really talk about it.
Right. Yeah.
It's interesting. There's a couple. I mean, they're not. Some of them are like 3 was okay, but 4 was kind of a mess. But
I don't know if I've ever watched an entire one straight through, but
yeah, they're weird, but they're kind of cool. I like them. I don't know what it is I like about it, but it's good. Huh? And then the Anger Scream guy, which he just died recently, but he was good. Boy, that dude with the freaking weird Amish.
Yeah,
there.
I remember him. Yeah, that's like the image I remember from the movie.
I don't know. Yeah.
Now was that had some kind of? I remember something about some balls or something.
I'm sure he did have balls, yes.
No,
but
no. What did he? What was?
Oh yeah, they're like little. I'm gonna call them spheres, just because.
You don't want
it
to
could
call
go
them
wrong.
balls.
Yeah, little silver.
He's got balls.
Silver spheres that I have like weird weapons and shit.
Yeah,
like Swiss Army balls.
Right. Just Swiss Army balls.
Had like a screwdriver or freaking all kinds of weird shit in it. Yeah, I did it. Had all kinds of weird shit in it. But they were cool.
Yeah,
and
that was that movie.
And they would take dead bodies and like shrink them down, and they would look like Jawas, but they were like that's what they looked like. They had little robes on and they would make little noises, but they would try to kill you. But
that's weird.
It was weird because every time I ever saw them, like, that was like a fucking Jawa. I'm like, they must be aware of that.
Jawas.
Because they're just like...
Oh, I'm sure. That's probably where they got the idea from. Well,
it's just weird. Except you get to see what they look like, but...
Yeah. They're like deformed and stuff?
Yeah, they're like literally just corpses like crammed down.
Weird.
It is weird.
So it says that it's releasing on March 28th.
Yep.
Is there any like extras that it comes with, or?
Well, I don't like. There's like 6 discs, and the 6th disc is all the bonus features and things. I don't know if it comes with anything like cool, like swaggy stuff, like like a Swiss Army ball or something, or
Swiss Army ball,
or a Anger Scrim wig or something. I want that. I want the wig and I want the ball. I was walk around going, boy.
Well, maybe you can find it. You know, like we were saying earlier, you can find anything online.
I don't want that much, though.
Yeah.
If it came with it, I might rock it for a day. Just walk around. Especially because I'm bald, so it wouldn't be nice to have something up there to comb or do something.
It's cold out. Let me put on my wig. So there's one last thing that I wanted to talk about, which actually we were talking about last night on the Wiki Radio podcast that I do, and that is I'm sure you must have heard Woody Harrelson's going to be in the Young Han Solo movie coming out.
Yeah.
And it looks like, from what I'm reading, he's going to be playing like a mentor character.
That's when I originally just heard his name. I'm like, he's going to be the guy that he looks up to and gets all his
that's what I think.
Wisecracking and like his demeanor from.
I mean, like, we don't know for sure if he's like going to be like a smuggler mentor, or according to what's now considered legends, Han was in the Imperial Academy, so would he be a mentor there? We don't know for sure, but all we know is it looks like he's going to be a mentor. So I think I would like to see him as a smuggler, definitely.
Yeah, like he kind of like it's not like his son, but you know, like he brought him in and he's like
like he takes care of him.
Yeah, and he
shows
thinks of
him
him as like a son,
stuff.
like, you know.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, I always like Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, he's really good, and he's a good actor. He's done a lot of different types of roles.
Yeah. So
I could definitely see him doing something like that. It's funny when you think he started on Cheers as the dumb Woody character, and then you take like.
Yeah, like I didn't think we'd still be talking about him all these years later,
now,
you know?
Like you take it like Zombieland.
Yeah, like when the fuck is Ted Danson? Okay. Oh, I know he is around.
He is around. Yeah, actually, he's in that show, The Good Place, which is actually a better show than I thought it would be. It's pretty good.
That reminds me of somebody I knew. Like we were talking about Hellboy, and he he was like, "Oh, you know that." Like I told him. Remember I told you the story when I went to the Chinese theater there.
Yeah,
and I saw Ron.
You saw
Perlman,
Ron Perlman, yeah.
And I was telling somebody that, but nobody ever believes me. But because I just saw him in his car, like I walked in front of his car, I was like, "Oh shit!" And I had to wait till I got home to find out what his name was because I didn't know what his name was. And I'm like, "Oh, that dude!" Yeah. This is before Hellboy, because it was the Phantom Menace. I went to see that.
Right, yeah.
So I barely knew. I knew him, but I couldn't remember his name. So people thought I was lying. I'm like, do you think I'd pick somebody, I know,
that's what I, like, yeah.
That you would know, that you'd be like, oh,
I saw
cool.
Ron Perlman. No, you didn't. Yeah. Right.
But anyway, I was telling somebody that. I was like, oh, the guy that played Hellboy. He was like, and he swore that the guy that played Hellboy was Ted Danson. And I'm like,
Ted Danson?
Which just cracked me the fuck up.
Oh.
I'm like, I kind of want that now.
Yeah,
I want to see
right?
that. Fucking Ted Danson.
Well, where would you get that idea from? That's just weird.
We thought under the makeup.
Yeah, but
like,
Ted Danson?
Like I can
That's
almost
so not like a Ted Danson thing.
I can kind of almost see it a little in the face.
I guess I could see it, but still, it's not like...
But that shit was hilarious. I'm like,
Ted Danson.
Man. I want that movie now.
It's still up in the air whether or not they're going to make another Hellboy.
Yeah, I've been hearing like rumblings. But...
I guess Guillermo del Toro just put up like a poll or something on Twitter asking if people would want... He said, do you want a Hellboy movie? Yes or hell yes or something like that. A new Hellboy movie.
I don't know. I'm mixed on that. Like, I like all the creativity in those movies, and like I think they're aesthetically very nice to look at. There's interesting ideas there, but something about it felt a little flat to me.
Yeah, a little.
You know.
Yeah. Like it was a good movie, but it wasn't like a great movie.
Yeah, like there was some disconnect there for me, but I like, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I kind of find that with his movies in general, that I just, like, I don't ever think they're bad, but there's a disconnect there for me.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing another one, and of course, if they do
Ted
another
Danson.
one, we will go see it. Ted Danson as Hellboy's father.
Oh man, please put that out. Somebody fucking. Well, I don't know how old they might be the same age. I don't know how old they are.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Colossal twin brother.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, we're writing it. It's writing itself right now.
Oh man, that's too much.
That would be freaking fantastic.
That would be awesome.
I'd buy 2 tickets to that shit.
All right, well, I think that'll be enough for the infotainment section of our show. Next, we'll move on to the movie that we watched. All right, so our first movie that we're gonna do for this podcast is a little movie called Christmas Evil.
Christmas Evil.
Which it's still close enough to Christmas Day.
Yeah, it was a little later than we wanted it to be, but
whatever. So, and what was the alternate title for this?
You better watch out.
You better watch out. So, the movie came out in 1980, and it was
directed by
Lewis Jackson, directed and written by, and you noted that there were some actors in it that we actually are familiar with, even though.
Yeah, like it has the mom from Home Improvement, which I don't remember her name, and the guy that plays Dale in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Right? It is Dale, right?
It is, yeah. It's Dale, yeah.
He plays the brother of the main
It
character.
took me a minute when you said that, because I was like, he's so young in that.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And there's so many other people that I recognize in it, but I like character actors from different movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you guys watch it, you'd probably be like, oh, I remember that guy from somewhere or whatever.
So, the official synopsis is a toy factory worker, mentally scarred as a child upon learning Santa Claus is not real, suffers a nervous breakdown after being work and embarks on a Yuletide killing spree. And the tagline is, "You better take care, Santa is coming to town."
So it kind of wasn't, I mean, it was sort of like that, but not really.
Yeah, like it didn't...
wasn't really a killing spree.
Yeah, he just killed a couple of people.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the Santa thing, they kind of, he kind of like saw Santa fondling his mom's lady bits, and he kind of went a little tappy there.
which I don't know how that would necessarily. If you were his mom, you could still pull off Santa being real and just saying, "Hey, me and Santa are just."
Well, shit, if I thought my mom was good in with Santa, I'm like, that's extra shit next year I'm gonna get.
Like, oh, I got it made.
I'm like connected to the guy that's making the shit.
I can do whatever I want because my mama's doing Santa. So it was kind of a weird movie in a way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There was it was a little slow in the beginning, I think.
Yeah, because I did see it a couple of years ago, but I kind of remember the basics, but yeah, it felt like it moved a lot slower than I remembered.
Yeah, there was probably a couple of scenes that could have been cut either short or out altogether. But
Yeah.
then once he started killing, it kind of got interesting.
Yeah, but it was weird because he was like, he would do something nice, for the good kids and people, but then he would kill people he thought were bad on his list. Like,
No.
it was weird.
He didn't kill any children.
No, he didn't kill any
No.
kids.
But yeah, it was funny. He had the two big books that he kept. One of the good children, one of the bad children.
Yeah.
And he'd write down everything he noticed, like the
Mas Garcia.
yeah, he was the kid that wanted the year-long lifetime subscription to Penthouse magazine.
And he told the guy that, and he fucking flipped his shit. Right?
And he-
Like, what?
He was the one that was cutting out in one of the pictures, and like not taking the whole thing out. He was like cutting the woman out of the picture, like some kind of weird paper doll or something.
Yeah, it was weird.
And I don't know what he was gonna do with that, but.
And while our main character was looking through binoculars into everybody's house to see the good girls and bad girls,
Which
boys and stuff, it was
kind of makes you.
a little weird.
Yeah, and also someone who should be on the naughty list. I'm just saying. And the other thing you wrote down about that kid was something about his hygiene.
It was like negative personal hygiene.
Yeah, negative personal hygiene. Negative personal hygiene. That's weird. And you brought up an interesting point. You said the movie kind of had a taxi driver vibe.
Yeah, watching it this time, I don't know. I just had like a feeling like a taxi driver vibe. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but there's definitely similarities there, which is weird because you wouldn't really think there would be. But the movie's kind of like a character study more so than a horror movie.
Yeah.
Because it's about a man that loses touch with reality, and he starts getting nutty, and then he thinks he's Santa Claus.
Yeah.
He kind of means well in some ways, but
yeah, that's the weird part.
Yeah, because before the first person he killed, he went and gave a bunch of toys to this like orphanage for like handicapped kids or something.
Yeah.
So it was like, Merry Christmas,
which was a weird scene because I'm like, where's this going? And then
and then like 5 minutes later,
he stabs a guy in the eye with a toy soldier. Oh, and the special effects were, well, I mean, it was 1980, so you can imagine how they were.
Yeah.
And he pulled out I don't know if that was supposed to be a toy axe or whatever, and he just...
Yeah, like a little toy axe. Well, it's supposed to be.
Clobbering the guy in the head. And this really weird... It was a weird scene. It was probably one of the weirdest killing scenes I've ever seen.
It made us laugh, though. I don't know if that's what they were going for. But...
Yeah, that it did. It was an interesting movie.
Yeah, Like I have
weird.
to say, for like Christmas horror movies, which surprisingly there's a lot of those, that it's probably up there with, like, I think Black Christmas, like the original one, is probably the best Christmas horror movie.
Is it?
And I'd say this
I've
is probably
never
like
seen that one.
Well, the one thing with that is that it doesn't really need to take place at Christmas. It just kind of does.
Right. Yeah.
Like you could take Christmas out of it, and it's still kind of the same movie.
Yeah.
But this one,
well,
I'd say it's like right at like.
Yeah, but like
that's not really saying too much, though.
Like you said, it's not really a straight up horror movie.
Yeah,
it's almost.
The tone is very weird.
I don't know if you'd call it a psychological thriller or. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, it's too dumb to be that, but I don't know.
Maybe somewhere in between. I don't know. It
Yeah.
runs the line.
It's interesting though. I mean, like something about it I kind of liked when I first saw it, and I don't really know why.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I do know why actually, but I don't know if we want to go there yet. But the ending is.
Oh yes,
the
ending
is the best thing I ever seen.
We won't spoil it, but it was just you had told me that the ending was crazy, but even when I saw it, I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
That will blow your jingle bells right out your pant leg. Did you see that? I think I was drinking something when I first saw it. And I
spit take.
Yeah, I almost did a spit take. I was
and
like,
it did not make any sense at all, but yet it kind of did in a way.
Yeah, like it sort of makes sense, but
like yeah,
it just comes out of totally left field.
Totally.
And you're
totally,
like, what
totally. And there's no explanation for it.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow.
But that's what makes it so awesome, though.
And no matter what you're thinking, it does not end how you think it does.
Yeah, I mean, you could maybe somehow see that coming. I don't know, but I totally didn't see that coming at all.
And even with you telling me that it was a weird ending, that is not what I was expecting.
Yeah, even though like the last 10 minutes or something, there's mobs and with torches and shit.
Torches. I still don't know why they did the torches. It takes place in present day, 1980 present day, and this mob is making torch. And how did they make torch? Where'd they find the sticks and
Yeah, everybody had a torch. I don't know. It looked like they had toilet paper on the end and they lit it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know if that's what it was, but that's what it looked like. And they just run up and down the streets.
It was just so funny.
Like that was worth it right there.
Yeah.
But then how they top it off, I'm like, that's
just
an amazing ending.
There's all kinds of weird moments in the movie.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes it interesting in a way, because you're watching it. There was a few times where we were watching it where I'm sitting there thinking, where is this going?
Yeah. Like, I can't say, I can't put a rating on it or anything, but I think it's worth checking out if like 80s holiday horror is your kind of thing, or any 80s horror just in general. I'd say give it a check out, give it a look.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, is it a great movie? No.
But it's not a horrible movie.
Yeah, like there's something about it I kind of like.
It's kind of.
I like it better than Silent Night, Deadly Night, which I don't know. You've probably never seen that.
I've never seen that. No. What's the one with the trees that were killing people you were telling me about?
The trees?
Yeah, there was like Christmas trees killing people or something. Or am I remembering wrong? I thought you had told me something about that.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I can't think of what that is.
So, this in the list of Christmas horror movies, where you say falls somewhere in the middle?
I'd say it's on the higher end, because
middle to high.
The Christmas horror movies are pretty shitty. There's not really that many that I'm like I can think of that are good. There's a lot of them too. But
what would be your favorite Well, you said
I guess Black Christmas, because that's kind of a classic, and it kind of started sort of that whole sort of slashery kind of movies. I don't know. I think it came out in '74 or something. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it was before
the whole slasher genre.
Yeah, and it's weird because the way that you never know who the person was or what happened or.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. And there's somebody that gets killed and they're just left in the attic the whole. And it even ends and she's still there and it's just a strange movie, but it's pretty good. It builds tension pretty well,
We'll have to check that out at some point.
Yeah, but it's not really a B movie. That's kind of anybody that likes horror movies would know that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's
interesting.
It might be too high of a caliber for our show.
Nah. I think it wasn't like an Oscar winner or anything, so
no.
I'm assuming.
No.
That's the kind of we're not gonna be talking about Manchester by the Sea or that whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I just looked through a lot of my movies and I'm like, holy shitballs, we're in for some shit, man.
Oh, do you have that movie, Shitballs? I love that.
You're gonna think I do when you see the the stuff that's coming your way.
Well, so some of the there's been some clunkers we've watched.
Yeah.
There's been some really good ones too. For some, not like good in the sense of a good movie, but just,
like it changed your life or some shit, or
it was just fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's what I find interesting about it, because a lot of the movies I haven't seen that I have actually, there's a lot of weird stuff that I never heard of that, and I'm like, that's what I think cool, is finding ones that are good, and you're like, find the diamond in the rough there.
Right.
Like, oh man, how did I miss this movie my whole life?
So where did you find out about this one?
I just kind of stumbled on it. I was just looking for horror movies, and I kind of was looking in 80s horror movies, and then that one came up, and I'm like, I've never heard of that. And I'm like, how did I miss that? Because in the 80s and stuff, I was all about horror movies.
Oh, it must have been a lesser known one, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And I was, still pretty young then, so I couldn't really... Sometimes I could rent them, but it depended,
It sounds like a title that you would know, like Christmas Evil. That sounds like...
Yeah.
Like, the title makes sense.
But it's weird, too, because the title doesn't really fit the movie at all.
No. Yeah, because it's not what I would have thought of Christmas Evil would be. Like, that sounded more like a traditional straight-up slasher film or something. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's probably what they were trying to go for, to make people like, oh, come see it, it's scary. Because it's not scary on any level.
No, it's creepy. Like, the guy was creepy as all...
Oh, get out.
Was all get out. But, yeah, it wasn't scary. Maybe in 1980 it was. Who knows?
I don't know.
Because 1980, would that... Well,
that's when... I think that's when the first Friday the 13th came out.
Yeah.
In 80, I think.
Yeah. So...
Halloween already came out by then.
And didn't...
First one.
Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So yeah, this movie would is nothing like any of those.
Yeah, not even close.
It's like a light version.
Yeah, it's not really a horror movie. It's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth a check out.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I think it has kind of some historical interest as being part of the genre and everything.
Yeah, I think it deserves more attention than it's gotten, because I've never heard of it, and I know a lot of people that like horror movies and stuff, and I've never heard of this movie. Maybe a lot of people do know of it, I don't know, but...
And that's what makes it perfect for our show.
Really good show.
Really good show. So
I'm sorry, it sounded like you did
that. So I guess that'll do it. So,
yeah, I don't think there's too much we could say, but it's not... What did you think? Would you give it a recommendation, or...?
Yeah, I'd say check it out. Like I said, it's a little slow in the beginning, but once it picks up, it's kind of interesting. And
yeah.
It's kind of, if you look at it as, like you had said earlier, like a character study of a guy that's kind of not all there, I guess.
Yeah.
But it has moments. It has some interesting scenes and some good moments in it.
Yeah, and the ending is worth it to me.
Yeah, the ending. Yeah.
That made it that upped it like 5 points right there when I was watching it.
Definitely. Just don't go into it expecting like a Friday the 13th or a Halloween.
Yeah.
It's because it's definitely not that.
No. But we're just here to recommend. That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
And it was, so
if you guys do watch it, I hope you enjoy it. And then you tell a friend and pass it along. And
oh, that's nice.
So lovely.
Like you did to me. Anyway, I guess that'll do it for our show. Thanks for listening. And we'll talk to you again on the next episode. Well, I guess we won't really talk to you, but... Hey. Give me a break. It's our first episode, right? Good night, everybody.
Good night.
And remember, keep your fringe.
He came up with that, not me.
Oh, man.
We like movies.
That's a good start.